It's time to cover the bane of every new player. Motion inputs. Okay, look. Motion inputs are hard and annoying and frustrating, yes. However, they are extremely rewarding. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks I wish someone told me. Okay, so we are going to start simple. Firstly, the quarter circle. Numpad notation being 236 or 214 for the player 2 side. It's the bread and butter of all inputs. In order to be able to do the even harder inputs, you will need to be able to do this one. Unfortunately, there's no tips or tricks for this one. Just grind it out and you'll get there eventually. If you are on controller, the analog stick might be easier to do the motion inputs with, but from what I hear, it's more rewarding to use it with the D-pad. Moving up a little from difficulty is the charge input. So it's just hold the direction for a while, and after that time, move to the other, and press the button at the same time. So normally you don't have to hold the direction for more than a second. However, the exact time varies between games and characters. You have to get a feel for it. One way I would suggest is to use a move, and then use the same move, but just a little bit faster. And keep doing this until the move doesn't come out anymore, and then that's around the time you have to hold it for. I have 2 tips for charge inputs. One, if you hold down back while you're holding a charge, you hold a charge for both down and back. And when you use the back charge while you're still holding down, you will still hold the down charge. Second tip, you can hold a charge basically whenever. If you're using a charge move, as soon as the move comes out, you can immediately go to holding the charge and then for the move again. This also works for a lot of inputs, but I'll cover that a little bit later. Now, for the reason I wanted to make this video, Dragon Punches. The numpad notation for a DP is 623, and this is the one people who are new struggle with the most. Hell, even I struggle with them in high pressure situations. So, if you learned how to do a quarter circle, you already know how to do a TP. You don't believe me? Watch this. So the only difference between a quarter circle and a DP is the start. A quarter circle you have to start from neutral, while a DP you have to start from forward. And then you just input another quarter circle. Most games will allow you to do this trick, but to explain it more, fighting games have leniency towards motion inputs. Devs know how hard it is to do them. They learned it really early, actually, since Street Fighter 1, and they implemented it in Street Fighter 2. But how much leniency depends on the game. Newer games give a lot more leniency. This actually leads to the final part of part 1. Double quarter circles. Just that. A quarter circle, but twice. This is normally for supers, but there is one really important trick I'm going to show off with this combo trial. So, if I were to do this combo like it tells me, I won't be able to land it. Inputting 2 quarter circles after the fireball takes too long, and the combo will drop. However, remember when I said you can do an input during a move? Yeah, that works here too. Because you already input a quarter circle, you can just do one more quarter circle and the game will read that as doing 2. So instead of doing 3 inputs, you only need to do 2. It's tricky, game dependent, and requires strict timing, but it really helps off when you're going to do combos that end in supers. Look, I'm going to end part 1 with don't get discouraged if you can't do it immediately. Fighting games take effort to learn, but the feeling of being able to accomplish something you couldn't before is something fighting games will always give you. And I highly encourage you to try motion inputs. Even if you're already playing fighting games and are here just for tips, I recommend sharing this video with friends who can't do inputs. I'll show you harder inputs in part 2, so I'll see you then. Bye!